Hey everybody, what's going on? Really sorry for the lack of video output recently, but I've actually owned this 2009 BMW 328i sedan for quite some time. I've had it for about, I think, 3 or 4 months now. It's been my daily driver. As of right now, I have 4 cars. I have a Volvo XC70, a Jaguar X-Type wagon, and a Jeep Grand Cherokee. But this has been my daily driver, and it's actually been a fantastic little car. So for those of you that saw my last video of the E9X, the white one that I posted not too long ago, I actually traded that car for this car. And I've done quite a lot of changes to it since I purchased it. From the exterior, it doesn't look like much, but I swapped the grills. It has M3 grills on it. As you can see, they're a chrome slat instead of a black slat. It also has the offset front license plate. I'm in the process of getting an M Sport bumper for it right now because the original one is not very good. It's a gorgeous silver. The paint's in really nice shape, no clear coat damage or anything. Has a 5% tint in the back and 20% up front. It's an X-Drive. And this is the 3-liter inline 6-cylinder N52 B30 engine from BMW, which has been regarded as one of the most reliable engines from BMW. Kind of hard to mess up a straight 6. It's not turboed or anything. But yeah, this car has 178,000 miles. And I must say that it has been very, very good since I've owned it. I've put around 6,000 miles on it. And I just had to do some work to it. The power steering pump started leaking. So I had that replaced. And then I did the serpentine belt as preventative maintenance. And it is running fantastic. It also has a catback exhaust and AA headers on it. That was not done by me. That was done by the previous owner. And if I had to choose, I probably wouldn't have done that. But quite frankly, it's not as bad. And it actually sounds pretty good. So it's not too loud. And it does everything I need it to. Here's the coolest part of this car. It's a 6-speed manual. Kind of a really strange spec. So it's a E90 LCI with a 6-speed and all-wheel drive, but no iDrive, which is exactly what I wanted. If I was going to get another BMW, especially a BMW sedan, I wanted it to be manual. Never had a manual BMW, so I've had a lot of other manual cars, but I always wanted to change it up with the BMW. And I found this one, and the guy was totally willing to trade for the X3, so I figured it was pretty good. These are worth a lot more than the X3, and mine is in very, very nice shape. The headlights are crystal clear. I actually just had those refinished, and they look great. But yeah, I just washed it too. There's a little bit of dirt on it. I've been driving it, I think, for the past 2 days, but I washed it not long ago. So I'll start by showing you guys some of the features, and then I'll give you guys a full rundown of what I've done to it. So these wheels right here are 19-inch F30 3 Series sport wheels. You might recognize them. They're in pretty decent shape. They came with the car, and I was going to swap them out, but I actually quite like them. I think it's very fitting, and they have good tires on them, and I don't mind how it looks, so not bad. It also has cross-drilled rotors on it. Yeah, I don't know what size tire this is. 235/35 ZR19, so they're speed rated. And like I said, it's an X-Drive, so it's all-wheel drive. Now, I know what everybody says, like, oh, you can't do anything fun in all-wheel drive. But I would rather have all-wheel drive for an everyday car. This is my daily driver, and it's fantastic. This car is great in the rain. This car is great in the snow. This car is fantastic, and it rides great. It's very comfortable. Not a whole lot of space, but it's enough space for me. Excuse the junk I have in here. I got to go run that battery up to advance and get a new one. It's for one of my other cars, but yeah. Not too bad a space. It originally did not have that steering wheel or these seats. I ended up finding a part out for a E9 328i LCI, and I asked him for the seats. Got the entire interior set, including the door panels, but I haven't put those on yet. I kind of like the black. I think it's a nice contrast. For $200, and they're in great shape. Now, the driver's seat was a little bit worn, but I got some dye to cover that up from the seat doctors on their website, and I've had fantastic experience with them for both of the cars I've done that for. and it really made these seats pop and look brand new. They're also the sport seats, and they have the adjustable bolster here. It also has adjusting air inflated side bolsters, and they really do work. It's crazy. I put F30 floor mats in there, BMW ones. They fit great, and I think they look a little bit better than the E90 ones. Not a fan of how those look. It also has the 3-spoke sport steering wheel that I swapped in. But yeah, I'll go ahead and fire it up for you. Interior is in very, very nice shape. Like I said, 6-speed manual, power tilt and sliding sunroof. Enough space for me. I've always liked E90s. I've always wanted one, but I've wanted a very, very specific spec. I was going to try to hunt down a 335D, and I was like, you know what? I don't even want to deal with that. That's just too much. So I went with the 328 because it gets good gas mileage, and it's comfortable, and it's somewhat quick. And it's fun to drive because it's a 6-speed. I love this car. So to start it up, foot on the clutch, foot on the brake, insert the key here. Okay, so it does have some warning lights on. I'll go over that with you guys now. So I am not a bad BMW owner. I've done lots of service to this car, and I take very good care of it. It gets an oil change every 3,500 miles. I take very good care of this car. It doesn't get ragged on, doesn't get beat on, and I'm good at driving stick shift. So I'm a responsible owner. It's just the previous owner, when I bought it, it already had the tire pressure light and the service engine soon light on. The engine light is actually not on for anything severe. It's just on for the catback exhaust because it has no O2 sensor, so it thinks that the cat is missing, but it's really there. And then this brake light, which will turn yellow if I put the emergency brake off. See that? This and that 4x4 light are both on because when I replaced the steering wheel, I broke the clock spring like an idiot, and I got one out of a wrecked junkyard car, which was another idiotic mistake. And now the car is think that it's been wrecked, so those lights are on because it thinks that it goes and it's all freaked out. But nothing is affected by it, it just has those lights on. So I've got a new steering wheel coming that's been fully refinished, and it's fully leather wrapped with the M Sport stitching, and it looks really cool. It's the same steering wheel as this, but it's just brand new, and it has the fun stitching. So that's coming, and then when that comes, I'm going to replace the clock spring with a brand new one, and hopefully those lights will go away. The tire pressure light is on for the bad sensors, because when he swapped the wheels over, the sensors didn't match up with the E90 sensors, so the car thinks that the tire pressure monitoring system is defective, which it is. But as far as that, it runs fantastic. No issues. Sounds great. That's your exhaust that I did not put on. But yeah, it gets about 32 miles per gallon on the highway at about 75 miles an hour, which is very good. Very economical little car. And the N52 B30 is a fantastic, well-regarded engine. Like I said, it has a 3-spoke leather-wrapped steering wheel with pretty tight power steering. 6-speed manual transmission. And then for reversing this car, first gear is here. You got to go back into neutral, press again, and that is reverse. Everybody's like, oh, that's so dumb. You actually get really used to it, and it's really helpful. You can change into reverse really quickly because it's just like going into first gear. I have gone into reverse instead of first too many times, but we're past that, and now I fully know how to work this car. Has heated seats, hill descent control, automatic dual zone climate control, and a CD player. I point out to having a CD player because I listen to CDs myself, and it sounds fantastic. The radio works really well.
How many times have we had people calling?
It gets really loud, so great sound system. Going over here to this little turn signal stalk, by pressing the BC button, you can filter through the menu here. It'll tell you all kinds of different things like miles still empty. It'll tell you your average miles per hour, average miles per gallon, current miles per gallon, and then your current speed. You have to actually code into the system for it to say your current speed, which I've done. That's very helpful because it just shows up how fast you're going right there in a digital format. Let's go and cut on the headlights, the fog lights, and the hazards. I have the hazards professionally coded to do the double flash, as in the European flash, which is pretty cool. All 4 windows are fully automatic. It does have power folding mirrors, which is pretty cool. Those also fold out and in when you lock and unlock the vehicle. You guys might think this is kind of tacky, but I'm a really big fan of gloss black trim on the door sills, as the one that it had before was just a flat black like this. Not a fan of it. So I ordered these little vinyl decals that are perfectly fit to the B-pillar. It also has some for right here, and it makes it look a lot nicer. And then the E90 LCI actually gets full LED rear lights, but the brake lights are halogen. But yeah, LED turn signals, LED taillights. Pretty cool. Go ahead and show you guys the trunk. It actually has quite a bit of trunk space. Like I said, excuse the mess. Always got to have the oil in here just to make sure, of course. And that wheel is for another project of mine. Yeah, no major dents or scratches. Like I said, I take pretty good care of my cars. I also upgraded the side markers that had since been faded to these nice sequential ones. Around the front, see those projector beam headlights, as well as halogen fog lights. Now the projector headlamps actually move when you turn the steering wheel, and it also has cornering lamps. So the daytime running light or the flash to pass light will now turn into a dimmed light when you turn the wheel in that direction, which is pretty cool. You got to have the headlights on auto for it to do it though. Go ahead and show you guys under the hood. There it is, the 3-liter inline 6-cylinder engine. That's called the N52 B30 and is very well regarded in BMW terms. This engine is shared amongst a lot of the 28 and 30 models of BMW. So for example, the 528 and the E60, or the X3 after 2007, the X5 in the earlier models, and a lot of the 3 Series and 2 Series models will share this engine. So yeah, the main service interval or issues of these cars would be the Vanos system, which tends to have vacuum leaks, or the oil cooler, which tends to go bad, and then all the belts and stuff. But other than that, pretty well regarded engine. The oil leaks can also be a problem, but mine doesn't leak any oil. I've had that fixed. And this car runs really, really nice. Show you guys the back seat. Not a whole lot of space, but a decent amount. You also get climate controls for the rear seat passengers. Little map light up there, and then a fold down armrest with cup holders. There they go. And then a little ski bag or a passageway. Show you guys the passenger seat. Yeah, lots of wood trim in this car, which I'm really a big fan of. I upgraded this, so as you can see, this is what this used to look like. And then I bought this little 3D printed cup holder and storage area that just slides right in there. And it's a lot nicer looking, and it's also somewhat helpful because now you have an extra cup holder. Speaking of the cup holders, they both work. I had this one replaced, but yeah, now it's working quite well. I don't know why everybody makes it such a big deal, like if the cup holder is broken in an E90. It's actually quite simple to replace and takes about 2 minutes. Also has a heated steering wheel, heated front seats. Kind of went over the climate controls already. Something pretty cool about the climate controls, this button right here in the center, rest. So what that means is that if it's cold outside and you have the car running and it was fully warmed up and you want to keep the interior warm after you turn the car off, you can just take the key out, hit that rest button, and it'll recirculate the vents up here to bring in engine heat to the cabin and heat up the cabin of the car, keeping the interior warm. And yes, it does work. I actually use it if I want to save gas and it's cold outside and the engine's already warmed up. I'll just take the key out of the ignition, sit in my car, and hit rest. It's actually pretty cool. Up here, we have map lights on either side, as well as your interior middle dome lights. It does pass the visor test. Never mind, it does not. I think the driver's one does. Power tilt and power sliding sunroof, auto dimming mirror with garage home link. In the glove box, pretty decent amount of space. Center console, also pretty decent amount of space. You get a little power outlet in there. Decent amount of storage in this car. You also get another power outlet here with a change holder. But yeah, really can't complain. This has been a really nice car. And I had never intended on purchasing an E90, like genuinely seeking out one. But when this guy offered to trade for my X3, which I was kind of getting tired of and was having some problems, but I told him all that, and he was still very, very interested in the X3. So I took that, and I'm now driving this of one of my 4 cars, and it's been fantastic. It's good looking, it's pretty nimble, handles pretty good, gets good gas mileage, and hasn't really had any serious problems. It's also just a really fun car to drive. Really makes you feel like you feel the road. And it's a good looking car. I mean, this is a 2009 BMW. Now, for car enthusiasts, everybody would know this car is a 2009 or a 2010 or a 2011. But to the ordinary eye, this car still blends in with traffic and still is seen as a late model car. If you don't know what you're looking at, everybody's gonna be like, oh, it's a BMW sedan. I'm gonna go with that's a 2015 or 16. It looks a lot newer and up to date than the older BMWs do, and I feel like the E90 is kind of a timeless little design. Now, of course, like I said, you can still tell this is an older car, but to the ordinary untrained eye, it doesn't look like it. It's one of my favorite things about the E90. Now, you can get these with a few different engine options. So from 2008 to 2012, which was so from 2009 until 2011, which was technically the standard running years for the E90 LCI. The E90 technically ran from 2006 until 2013, if you truly consider all of the possible outcomes for which cars they made. 2006 and 2007 and 2008 models were the exact same, but the 328 was added in 2007. Then in 2009, the 328 replaced the 325 as an option. The 325 was yet another inline 6-cylinder. I believe it was the N51. Or you can get the N54 or N55, which is the 335i. That is a twin turbocharged inline 6-cylinder engine with catastrophic unreliability issues. Or you can get the same engine, diesel powered, as the 335d, which gets pretty good gas mileage and is incredibly torquey and still has twin turbos. Those are really cool, and I've always wanted one, but they're still pretty unreliable. And they also have the M3 of this generation, of course, and then the M3 GTS, and there's probably a few more that I'm forgetting, but those are the main ones. But yeah, the ordinary models you'd see from 2009 would either be the 328 or the 335. The 330 was a 2006 only car, which is well regarded as one of the most reliable engines. But yeah, this is a 2009 328 X-Drive. Fantastic little car, and if you're in the market, I wouldn't hesitate buying one of these. Just make sure you get one from the right person. And when I say the right person, that is a real thing with BMW and any German luxury cars, honestly. What happens is that when these cars get older, a lot of people will neglect the maintenance on them, and that's why they're regarded as unreliable, because nobody wants to put the maintenance costs into them. If you guys just keep up on the maintenance on these cars, they won't be a problem. That goes for certain BMWs, of course. But yeah, I pulled a Carfax report on this car, and it's pretty clean, not hateful, been serviced somewhat well, and I take good care of it, so I'm not too worried about that. But yeah, at almost 178,000 miles, it's held up really nicely, and the N52 is known to go well over 200,000 miles with the proper maintenance, and I'm not scared of it. I've had 3 of these engines, and yeah, not bad at all. But yeah, this is a little update on my fleet. I have a few more videos coming for you guys after I get my other projects squared away. But yeah, this is my 2009 328i BMW that I've been driving for around 4 months, and is a fantastic little car. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if there's anything else I can do to improve my videos, please let me know. If you'd like to see more, always drop a like and subscribe. I'll have some more videos coming shortly of the fleet, but for now, that is a full review of my 2009 BMW 328xi. Thank you for watching.